Welcome to another week of Turnpike Sports. I am Dave Weishuttle, and as always, I am joined by producer and co-host Doug Weishuttle. Doug, hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. This is 2 weeks in a row doing a Turnpike after getting the studio all set up again after all the damage was caused. I think
it was blasted out of existence. Now it's coming back.
I always think of, when I say 2 weeks in a row here, I always think of the old Major League movie where the manager tells everyone if you do 3 weeks in a row or 3 games in a row, it's called a winning streak.
Called a winning streak. It's a busy week in sports. Great opening week of MLB, and Masters are here, and amazing NBA action. Hey, let's take a ride on the Turnpike.
Exit 1.
First up, and I say that with the Major League Baseball in mind because we're going to be hitting Major League Baseball right off the bat. Angels newest star player, Shohei Ohtani.
Wow, what a great week.
May end up being one of the best bargains in baseball.
Well, he's a rookie, so he's on his rookie contract. So,
what's amazing, he's a pitcher and a DH.
Yep.
Won his first start of the season.
Shades of Babe Ruth, huh?
Yeah. He did a home run in his very first game as a DH.
And I think he's hit a home run in 3 straight games, which is absolutely amazing. And also his pitching was fantastic too, I think.
Well, I'm actually really surprised at everything. I mean, I really thought this was going to be another flash in the pan kind of thing. Everyone talking so much about him. It was going to take him a while to get used to playing in the major leagues. It looks like he's all set to go anyway.
Well, the thing is, he had an awful spring, and I think everyone was wondering, what's this guy going to do? Is he going to be a pitcher? Is he going to be a hitter? Because if you look at his spring totals, didn't look like he could do both or either one. But, hey, that's what spring training is for, getting the kinks out. And, wow, did he explode into the scene.
And surprisingly, he is cheap, regardless of what you're hearing about. I mean, it was a $20 million posting fee to the Japanese team. He didn't get that money. He got a signing bonus of $2.3 million, and he's only being paid league minimum, rookie minimum, $545,000 for what he's doing.
Well, I'm curious to see if there's incentives in that contract. I'm sure there is. But, no, well, like I said, it's a rookie. Teams do great when they hit upon rookies because they're saving money. They can spend money on other aspects of the team. So, I hate to draw the Eagles. They have a quarterback, and he did outstanding, and they allowed them to spend money other places, and that's what's happening with the Angels. They can spend money in other places.
Now, if they could only get around paying $20 million posting fees to Japanese teams.
Well, that's part of the business.
Exit 2.
Going over to the NFL, we have former running back Clinton Portis, who is now repaying his gambling debt to the Borgata Casino in Atlantic City.
I mean, what kind of games did he lose this stuff on? $190,000? I mean, is this all casino, or is this hotel stays? Is this restaurant stuff, or it's just gambling stuff? Is it?
This went back to 2011. It was all table game stuff.
Table game.
It's always table games.
It's always table games.
And
I bet you it's blackjack or something like that, or you know what, craps. I don't understand craps, but you lose a lot of money there.
Well, he lost a lot of money, period. I mean, he made $43 million playing football. He lost it all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
it sounds like he has a bigger problem.
Well, this was all part of his bankruptcy filing.
Okay.
He agreed to pay back any excess over $30,000 per year that he made to Borgata over 3+ year period till 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And Borgata agreed to all that stuff. But he's been quoted in the past as saying he would like to, take care of the people that stole all his money. So it wasn't really him losing his money. It was taken.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but everything's settled with Borgata. Everything's settled with his bankruptcy, hopefully.
Well, I hope Borgata's keeping an eye because he's already bounced some checks to Borgata. He's agreed to pay him, but again, you don't know if he's going to be able to pay him.
All right. Well, hey.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Exit 3.
Moving on to Major League Baseball again, or moving back to it. And this is because Major League Baseball just had their very first game on Facebook Watch.
Which was interesting. I don't know. I've heard a lot of negative reaction.
Lots of glitches and complaints.
Yeah.
And just so people know, this is the first of 25 games that are going to be on on Facebook Watch for the Major League Baseball. They're doing something a little different here. It's Major League Network produced, and it's airing on Facebook. It's not Facebook produced. It's Major League Baseball produced.
It was interesting. I think a lot of people had a problem with the comments that kept flowing up, which, you could swipe right, if I'm saying that right. You can swipe right and get rid of the comments, but it was it was very, very strange. I also wanted to check it out because I wanted to see how their commercial breaks were, and apparently they didn't have any. No, they didn't have any commercial breaks.
Well, the first couple they said, or maybe this first season, I don't know. I'm not sure. It wasn't really clear, but they may be having advertising later on during the games. But right now, the first couple of games are going to be in between innings. They're going to be doing interviews. They're going to be doing recaps. They're going to be doing stories about the players and the coaches.
Well,
and all that stuff.
They did interviews with the coaches. They did interviews with some players. I saw some interviews with the different writers of both the Phillies and the Mets. So they kind of kept it moving. But, like I said, a lot of older baseball fans who are not used to using social media, I watched it on my phone, and it was very small. And a lot of people don't have smart TVs, and they just couldn't get the game on their big set.
Well, the one thing I did read up on with this stuff, it was designed for airing on a mobile device, not for your TV. So that's why some of the graphics were bigger. And supposedly, as the game went on, they reduced the size of the graphics, all that stuff. They even had 69,000 comments throughout the game.
Well, no, it kept flowing, and I saw some of the comments weren't very kind to the broadcast. So that was rather interesting. And I also heard some complaints where, it was, first off, it was difficult to find and get for me, because I was trying to find it on my phone, number one, and then there was a rain delay, which caused a little more confusion to actually find it at the time.
That didn't help having what was it, about an hour rain delay?
Yeah, something like that. It did not start on time. And another comment that I heard from people, it was around lunchtime, so, you go out to a bar or a restaurant and you want to watch the ball game, and guess what? You couldn't watch it on TV because the TVs in the bars didn't carry it because you had to have Facebook.
Well, I think one of the things they got to work on, and I noticed this too, the people that have the MLB app, the app where they pay for it to watch it on their phones and their mobile devices.
Was it on that?
They couldn't access it there, and if you had an account with MLB.TV, which is the streaming service that you buy from, neither of those were included, so you couldn't access it that way. I mean, if they could find a way to access all the different streams that they have and tie it into the Facebook stuff, I think they got something with this.
Well, I heard there were streaming problems, too. Mine went out one time.
Everyone's went out one time in the fifth inning.
Well, luckily it was just one time, though. But I've heard horror stories where it was several times, so hopefully they'll get that fixed.
Well, they're going to run into problems with locations of where people are, because it's going to be a streaming issue, it's going to be a download issue, it's a bandwidth issue, and depending on where you're at watching the game, that's what's going to be determinative upon how you view the game. It may be slow, it may be delayed, it may be pixelated, that sort of thing.
I'm seeing a lot of professional sports trying to get social media weaved into their broadcast. I know the other night I was watching NBA, and they had, on the NBA network, they had what was called Fans Only, which they didn't have play-by-play announcers or analysis on the side court. They just let the stadium PA announcer do it. I mean, it was just your experience. If you were sitting in the stands, that's what you heard at home. And I wasn't really into it.
See, I actually like what the NBA did versus what MLB did. The NBA took social media to their broadcast.
Yeah.
MLB took their broadcast to social media. I think NBA did it the right way for the first try anyway.
See, the first off, it was at 10:30 at night. I'm on the East Coast. It's 10:30 at night, and it wasn't a lot of action. I mean, on screen there was a lot of action, but you turn your head for a second, you're missing a lot because you're not listening to the analysis. And secondly, they had, I guess, people were reading comments that people were sending in through social media, so it was interesting, but I don't know.
And I'm sure they really had to censor some of those, too.
Yeah, probably. Oh, no, I'm sure someone was there.
So social media is not the most policed area.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember, this is way before social media, I think it was in the early 80s, where the NFL tried something like this, where they didn't have any play-by-play announcer, they didn't have any analysis in the booth, yet they just let the PA system use it. I mean, so you're sitting at home, you're getting the same experience listening-wise as you were if you were sitting in a stadium. I think it was a Miami Dolphins game.
It might have been. I seem to remember them doing that. But again, that's a failed experiment. There are certain sports I don't think some of this works with. I think NFL that you need a play-by-play guy for that.
Yeah. Well, the one thing, like I said, they tried it. It was early 80s. It was before social media. So.
Well, we'll see how they keep evolving this. It's a good experiment. See what happens.
Exit 4.
Alrighty, moving on to the Masters and PGA. The only reason I want to talk about this, it was kind of, everyone was calling it gruesome. I saw the video.
Oh, the video? It was gruesome.
Of Tony Finau. I'm not sure that's exactly how you say his name.
Finau, I don't know.
He was in that par 3 contest the day before the Masters.
He got a hole in one, yeah.
And he's running around celebrating, and he dislocates his ankle. And on the video, it just, I can't say it looks gruesome because it was odd.
You couldn't tell if he dislocated his ankle until he snapped it back into place.
Well, he just stopped what he was doing. He looked down, popped it back in. That was more gruesome than actually seeing the injury happen.
I wouldn't have known the injury happened unless you see it pop back into place.
Well, he popped it back in front of everybody, and he continued playing the par 3 contest, and he actually played in the Masters.
But he made the cut. And by the way, this is I think one of the first years that I'm trying daily fantasy golf for the Masters. And by the way, I took Tony Finau, whatever his name is. But he made the cut, and I'm rooting for him because I could win some cash with him.
Truth be told, I took him too.
Oh, yeah, you have to. Boy, it's
just for the sheer fact that he popped his ankle back in.
By the way, if I didn't see him pop his ankle back in, I wouldn't have known who he was, and I probably wouldn't have taken him.
Nobody would have known who he was, except avid golfers.
Yeah, well, we're rooting for you, Tony.
Well, at least FanDuel-wise.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of the trip on the Turnpike. Everybody, as always, contact the show. You can call or text us at 609-512-6510. 609-512-6510 is the call or text line. Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. Both of those are at Turnpike Sports. Email us at info@turnpikesportsradio.com. Also, don't forget to get your International Bikini Team calendars. They're $10. Email info@internationalbikiniteam.org to get information on how to get them, get your calendars delivered to your doorstep.
Stick around. We'll be right back with the world-famous Turnpike Sports Police Blotter. See you on the other side.
We'll get right back to the show, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about Bean Genius. How would you like your coffee delivered right to your door every month, maybe 2 times a month? Well, now that can happen with Bean Genius. Bean Genius sells freshly roasted coffee from some of the best independent coffee roasters in the country at beangenius.com. And Bean Genius actually learns their customers' individual taste preferences, then suggests future coffee blends for them. Well, how do they do that? Well, this is the cool thing about Bean Genius. Over at beangenius.com, they use an algorithm which learns the coffee flavors you like and then pairs up what you like with the coffee that they have in stock. And it's all based upon you. Every time you order, the system learns. The system learns your preferences as you go along and order more and more coffee. And now, all our listeners at Turnpike Sports can get a special offer. You head on over to beangenius.com/subscription, and you'll be able to get 10% off your purchase when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. That's 10% off at beangenius.com/subscription with promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. beangenius.com, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
You've been hearing me talk about MyPillow and the benefits of using it to get a good night's sleep, alleviate your sore neck and back, and the special deal you can get for MyPillow through the show. Well, not only can you pick up the special deal for 4 MyPillows when you use promo code CARDS, but now you can get $100 off your purchase of the MyPillow mattress. Yeah, that's right, the MyPillow mattress. The MyPillow mattress comes with a 10-year warranty and a 120-day money-back guarantee. The MyPillow mattress is made up of 3 unique layers, providing you the comfort and support to fall asleep and stay asleep all night. It even has the luxurious Dream Soft cover, which is stain-resistant and stays cool all night. Just head on over to MyPillow.com, click on the MyPillow mattress link, and enter promo code CARDS at checkout to get $100 off your order. Or call 1-800-319-7913 to order by phone. That's MyPillow.com or call 1-800-319-7913 and use promo code CARDS. Better sleep starts with MyPillow.
Welcome back, Turnpike Sports. Dave Weishuttle along with Doug Weishuttle with you here. And now it's time for one of my favorite portions of the show. That's right, the Turnpike Sports Police Blotter. And as always, the Turnpike Sports Police Blotter is brought to you by Bean Genius. Over 2,000 specialty blends of coffee available at your fingertips at BeanGenius.com. Have some of the best coffee in the country delivered right to your door each month when you subscribe to Bean Genius. And now get 10% off your subscription when you sign up at BeanGenius.com using our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. Bean Genius, the smart specialty coffee subscription service.
And besides the alliteration, you got to like Bean Genius. You can actually tell them what kind of coffee you like. You can actually pick and choose. It's almost like a Netflix for coffee. It has a coffee queue where you can actually tell what types of roasts you like, and it will look for similar ones.
Yeah, I like the fact that they have this algorithm that, when you put your preference in, when they have different coffees coming up, they suggest things for you based on your algorithm and your choices from before and your taste in coffee, and it's an amazing service.
And you got to love the fact you don't have to go get it.
Absolutely.
They bring it to you.
Right to your door. BeanGenius.com. Use promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E.
Alrighty, moving on to the Turnpike Sports Police Blotter. We have, and I think everybody is aware of this, the Conor McGregor incident for the UFC. He was arrested and charged with 3 counts of assault and 1 count of criminal mischief for an incident that took place after a media event ahead of the UFC 223 event that was being held in New York and Brooklyn.
Would he grab a dolly that you use for boxes and stuff like that? He picked it up and threw it at a bus.
And worse than that, he got caught on camera doing it.
Oh, my God. Everyone has a camera, so don't do stupid stuff like that. Unbelievable.
And this wasn't planned because Dana White immediately backed away from this.
Oh, no. I don't think this was a stunt. I don't think this was a way to get positive PR. Everyone says any kind of PR is good PR. Not really. Not when it affects your bottom line. Not when it affects the events you're having. What is it, 2 days before the event he did this?
2 days before the event, and now they've been scrambling trying to restructure everything because McGregor has been arrested, and he did post bail. He's allowed to go home.
Of course he posted bail.
He's allowed to leave the country, too.
This one's for you, Connor.
What an idiot. Oh, what a loser.
Who's going to do the event now? Who's out of the event? What's going on with the thing?
Well, they've got a whole bunch of different things going on. So
they're scrambling.
They're scrambling, and this didn't even have anything to do with McGregor. He was actually retaliating for an incident involving his teammate.
Well, wasn't he stripped of something that got him set off? Or I thought I read in the news that something happened with regard to his titles, and
there was an incident between Khabib.
Oh no, not Khabib.
Nurmagomedov.
Oh no, not her. Him, her. What is it? I don't know. Him,
and McGregor's teammate. They got into a little bit. So this was a retaliation. He wasn't even involved in this. I don't even know why he did this.
You're calling them teammates. There's a team.
That's
in
what
MMA?
they're called. They're called
These
teammates.
Are teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to equate it with WWE, but
WWE
are these like a tag team thing or what?
Honestly, WWE would never let anything this stupid happen.
No, I think they have a good corporate structure. And look, Dana White's did phenomenal with MMA, and he brought it to the forefront. He did amazing. He brought it to commercial TV. He brought it to commercial media, and then you're trying to like corral kittens with these guys. Don't do this, don't do that, and it's kind of tough.
Well, we'll see what happens with McGregor going forward with this. But, he's in the doghouse with Dana White, so we'll see what happens. Moving on to something a little bit more serious, we have former Clemson football player C.J. Fuller, Jadar Johnson, and former Duke football player Quavon Ferguson were all arrested for armed robbery and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime.
Wow.
Allegedly, these guys knocked on a door, just a random door.
Just a random door
as far as the police reports go. And when the occupant opened the door, they forced themselves in, and they put a gun to the guys, in front of the guy, and they robbed him of his cash and cell phone.
Now, these are Clemson football players?
2 former Clemson, 1 former Duke.
Okay, so they're not playing football anymore.
They're not playing, no.
Okay. Wow, boy.
And probably for this foreseeable future, they will not be playing football anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But now they were identified when the police were able to determine the type of vehicle they were driving, which was not disclosed in the police report. So it must have been kind of out there in terms of what it looked like.
Did it have Clemson or Duke bumper stickers?
I hope not, because that would just add to the stupidity. Moving on to former NFL defensive back Harry Hamilton. Now, he's a former New York Jet. And a former Tampa Bay Buccaneer. He played.
Well, Doug, you're a big Jet fan. Do you remember him?
He played back in the mid-'80s. He was not a starter.
Oh, okay.
But he actually played for the Buccaneers when they had the creamsicle uniforms.
Oh, okay.
With the little swashbuckler head on it.
And he must have played for the Jets when they had the solid green helmets with the Jets thing and the jet streaming over the word.
Exactly.
Right? Okay.
He was charged with burglary, criminal trespass, simple assault, and 2 summary offenses of harassment.
Wow.
This got a little confusing.
Isn't this guy should be in his 50s, right? 50s?
He's 55.
Wow, okay.
He's also an attorney.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And I'll get to that in a second.
What are the alleged problems?
He had an alleged altercation with his son and a third person.
Okay.
He broke into his son's home.
Okay.
Claiming that he found out his son was using drugs, and he put his son into a headlock during an argument.
Well, look, if he was trying to help his son, that's...
Didn't have to allegedly bang his son's head on the top of the stairs.
Well, that could have been an
Punched
accident.
him several times in the head.
Allegedly.
Throwing him to the ground. And then the other person in the house came downstairs and got between Hamilton and his kid, and they got into it.
Wow.
And Hamilton was outside the house at one point and came back in and continued this.
Wow.
So he's got some issues with everything.
Well, I think if he's trying to help his son get off of drugs or something like that, I think that's something, I think you have to look into that. And I think they might have been helping him in the long run. Who knows?
Well, the reason I brought this up, this is why it stuck out in my head. And it was just, I recognized the name from somewhere and I looked it up. He was the player who opted out of the class action lawsuit against the NFL for the concussions.
Okay.
And he filed his own.
Oh, okay.
And he has his own $5 million lawsuit against the league going on.
Oh, okay.
And he's representing himself to a certain extent, but he's also got his own firm and everything else doing this.
Okay.
So it's just one of those things where he just stood out in my mind for that. Next up, Eastern Washington University defensive lineman Keenan Williams, charged with hit and run to unattended property.
So he hit a piece of property.
He hit a building.
Oh, wow.
He drove his pickup into a building.
Okay.
No one was in the front of the building, but the manager of the property itself had to duck when some of the windows and wall pieces came flying at him when the truck hit. So no one was injured, so it's only a misdemeanor.
Okay.
But he actually drove his truck in. There was a whole bunch of people around him too, and he was quoted as saying, "I'm going to lose my scholarship. I'm going to lose my scholarship." Oh, so that's kind of there's no reason for what he did. They're still investigating. No one knows exactly why this was going on, but he ran into a building. Estimated repairs will cost $100,000.
Wow.
He really hit it.
Wow. Did he drive through the building or what?
He drove into one of the rooms in the building. He broke through the wall. So, but that's it for this week's Police Blotter. Again, go to our sponsor, beanggenius.com/subscription to get 10% off your subscription when you use our promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E, at checkout. Now, I think before we head on out for the week, we have a little incident that happened over in, what was it, Minnesota? It was the Minnesota home opener, and they had the pre-ceremony. You know, when they have, they usually have a flyover or the something very patriotic. So they decided to release a bald eagle. Nothing unusual. Other teams have done it. To the bald eagle, hey, I'm an Eagles fan. They have an eagle flying over Eagles games. Well, the Eagles actually have a guy dressed up as an eagle too. Okay, but I don't think he attacked anyone. But you better hope not. But knowing Philly, this was an actual eagle, and apparently it was Mariners pitcher James Paxton. James Paxton was quote unquote attacked by the eagle. Apparently something went wrong because it landed first on the ground. And then it flew up again, and then I think it almost landed on his shoulder. But that was the thing. I saw the video, and it didn't seem to be attacking him. It just landed and walked around on his back a little bit. Well, hey, that's scary, There it is. There we go. Oh, my God. Look out. There it is. Oh, my God. There you go. Well, the interesting... Well, let me stop that. But the interesting thing was he had the greatest quote in the world. Hey, he must have knew I was Canadian. So, well, he rolled with it. It's really, he could have panicked, but he didn't seem panicked when he was out there. He just stood absolutely still and let the eagle just do what it wanted to do. That's it. Fear can be expressed in so many ways, and being frozen could be his way of expressing intense fear, because I would have been terrified. Has anyone ever been really hurt by any of these things? I didn't find any kind of... I looked it up. I couldn't find anyone who was actually hurt. I think at Fenway, some girl was attacked by a red-tailed hawk. And I nothing serious, but some scratches and things like that. So these things have talons. They might not want to hurt you, but they could hurt you. Well, that girl may have been a Yankees fan. Yeah, in Fenway. Maybe. By the way, I've seen videos of eagles carrying away goats. So, these things are strong, so I wouldn't screw around with them. No, he was right to be afraid if he was afraid. At some point, they may have to reconsider using the eagles or any kind of hawks or any kind of, hunting birds or birds of prey or whatever you call them. Yeah, releasing a bird of prey in a stadium filled with 50,000 people probably isn't a great idea. You're just asking for trouble. But, hey, no one was hurt, and he took it in stride, and game went on, and... Well, they can now go on to using squirrels and other kind of animals instead of the flying things. Yeah. So, all righty. Well, that'll do it for us this week. Thanks for joining us for Turnpike Sports. And come back next week. And in the meantime, we'll see you on the Turnpike.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff that will spice up your bedroom is even better. Just go to adamandeve.com and select almost any one item for 50% off, and then we'll load on the free stuff. Just enter this very exclusive code, BABE16 at checkout, and you'll get 10 tantalizing free gifts, including a sexy item for him, a special toy for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy. And for your viewing pleasure, 6 free spicy movies on DVD, plus free shipping! Always sent in discreet packaging. So go to adamandeve.com now. Get 50% off plus 10 free gifts when you enter the exclusive offer code BABE16. Again, that's BABE16. Because without it, no free stuff. That's BABE16 at adamandeve.com.